Hello everyone, welcome to the online classes of biology for class 12th. Today we'll take up chapter 6, molecular basis of inheritance, and the topics we will cover are central dogma and DNA as a genetic material. Learning objectives for the session are central dogma, packaging of DNA, search for genetic material, Griffith's experiment, biochemical nature of transforming material, transduction. Now about the central dogma. Francis Crick proposed central dogma. It is the process in which the genetic information flows from DNA to RNA to make a functional product protein. Central dogma is basically a molecular reaction in which DNA forms RNA and RNA forms proteins. As you are able to see in the given figure, RNA is single-stranded and DNA is double-stranded. DNA has the ability to generate its own an exact copy, and that process is termed as replication. DNA forms RNA and that process is transcription, and RNA forms protein and that process is translation. There is an exception to the central dogma, that is the retroviruses. For example, HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. In it, the RNA forms DNA by the process reverse transcription with the help of the enzyme reverse transcriptase. Now about the packaging of DNA helix. Length of the DNA is found to be far greater than dimensions of a typical nucleus. Total number of base pairs in a typical mammalian cell is 6.6 into 10 raised to the power 9. 9 is quite small in the figure. Distance between two base pairs 0.34 nm, and therefore the length of the DNA is around 2.2 meters. The size of the nucleus is quite small as in comparison to the length of the DNA. So it can be similar to that, as there is a house which is quite smaller than the person who wants to stay in. So there is a need of a mechanism in which the DNA can be pegged inside the cell. Now in prokaryotes, as you are able to see in the figure, that there is a part called nucleoid in which the DNA is present. So DNA is packed very strategically to fit inside the cell. In prokaryotes, DNA is organized into loops held by proteins. The proteins are of basic nature, as DNA is the nucleic acid and is negatively charged. The region where DNA is present is termed as nucleoid. Now in eukaryotes, there exist positively charged basic proteins called histones. DNA wrap around the histone octamer to form a nucleosome. Each nucleosome contains 200 base pairs of DNA helix. Nucleosome and chromatin are seen as beads on the string under electron microscope. In the previous session, we have already discussed how the DNA is packed in the form of the nucleosome. Based on different types of DNA packaging, there are two forms of chromatin, euchromatin and heterochromatin. In euchromatin, It is basically the less condensed structure with looser DNA packaging, lightly stained, contains less DNA, transcriptionally active, found in eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Heterochromatin, highly condensed structure with tighter DNA packaging, darkly stained, transcriptionally inactive, as those regions of the genes which need to interact with protein for transcription is inaccessible. It is found in the eukaryotes. Now there are two images. The first image is showing nucleosome, the histone octamer, over which the DNA strand is supercoiled, and the H1 histone, which helps further packaging. The second figure is showing beads on a string. That means these are the chromatin threads where we are able to see the beads, that is the nucleosome, as a repetitive unit. Now about the search for genetic material. First we'll start with the characters of genetic material. A molecule that can act as genetic material must have the following properties. It is a very important question for board exam. The properties are: it should be able to generate its replica, that is the exact copy. It should be chemically and structurally stable. Third, it should provide the scope for slow changes, that is mutations, that are necessary for evolution. And fourth is, it should be able to express itself in the form of Mendelian characters. Now the nucleic acids, that is DNA and RNA, can replicate but not proteins. The predominant genetic material is DNA, while few viruses like tobacco mosaic virus have RNA as a genetic material. RNA has two OH group in the nucleotide, so it is a reactive group and it makes RNA easily degradable and more reactive as a catalyst. So DNA is more stable, so it has the property to be the genetic material. RNA was the first genetic material, but with the evolution, DNA has evolved as a genetic material due to its stability. The study of genetics started with Gregor Mendel, who introduced factors for inheritance. Factors were known as genes later on. Boveri and Sutton theory later gave the chromosomal theory of inheritance. The concept of inheritance was understood at the level of chromosomes. Further, when Morgan came up with the concept of linkage and recombination at chromosomal level. It was taken a step forward in 1926 when experiments were being performed to understand inheritance at a molecular level. The search for the molecule which acts as a genetic material. Now there are few experiments which proved that DNA is the genetic material. The first experiment was done by Griffith and termed as the transformation experiment. Griffith experimented with Streptococcus pneumoniae bacteria. This bacteria causes pneumonia. The two strains of this bacteria were R strain, that is the rough strain, and S strain, the smooth strain. S strain has a smooth mucus polysaccharide coat. It is resistive to the immune system and a virulent form. Virulent means pathogenic, disease causing. R strain lacks the coat, destroyed by the immune system of the host, and non-virulent or non-pathogenic form. The experiment was performed in multiple steps. S strain was injected into mouse. It was found that the mouse died of pneumonia. Then the R strain was injected into mouse. It was found that the mouse remained alive. Heat killed S strain. Heat kill means the temperature raised to above 90 degrees Celsius and so on. So the bacteria and the DNA inside the bacteria, it get denatured. That means the hydrogen bond get broken between the two strands of the DNA, and then it was injected into mice. It was found that the mice remained alive. Heat killed S strain and live R strain were injected into mice. It was found that the mice died of pneumonia. You must have noticed the difference that the heat killed S strain, when it was injected into mice, the mice remained alive, while when the heat killed S strain mixed with the non-virulent live R strain, the mice died of pneumonia. Griffith found that the live S strain bacteria could be recovered from the dead mice. Now the image is showing the further experiment, that the rough strain, that is the non-virulent, when injected into mice, the mice lives. Then the smooth strain injected and the mouse dies. Heat killed smooth strain injected into mice, mice lives. And then rough strain and heat killed smooth strain, the mice died. And even the recovery of live smooth strain, which is pathogenic in nature. Now, what was the conclusion of the experiment? Griffith found that the live S strain bacteria could be recovered from the dead mice. Griffith thus arrived at the following conclusion: something caused bacteria to change from R type to S type. Some transforming principle transferred from the heat killed S strain to R strain and transformed it into a virulent form. This process of transformation of R strain into S strain due to the transfer of a material from the heat killed S strain to R strain and modifying it into a S strain is termed as the transformation experiment, and the material which is involved in the process is termed as the transforming principle. However, the biochemical nature of the transforming principle was still unknown. Now about the biochemical nature of transforming material. Avery, MacLeod and McCarty worked to determine the biochemical nature of transforming principle in Griffith's experiment. They tried transforming the R cells to S cells by using biochemical proteins, DNA, RNA, etc. extracted from the S cell. What they done for this is they conducted a reaction, or they conducted an experiment in which they treated the heat killed S bacteria which has been transformed into the R strain with enzyme proteases, and the enzyme proteases digested the protein and then they injected it into the mice, and the mice died due to pneumonia. Then they treated the same combination, that is the heat killed S strain and the live R strain, with the enzyme RNases, and then injected it into mice. The RNA get digested due to the RNase enzyme, but the mice died again. That means after digesting the protein, even the RNA, the mice remain dead. So it shows that both of these materials are not the genetic material, as by digesting it nothing changed. The mice died due to pneumonia, and finally they treated the solution with the DNases which digested the DNA, and by injecting it into the mice remained alive. That means by digesting the virulent DNA, the mice remained alive, which shows that it is DNA which transfers the character and is the genetic material. So, by this experiment, they concluded that DNA is the genetic material, not the RNA or proteins, as only it could transform the bacterial strain. Now the next experiment was transduction, which is the proof for DNA as a genetic material. Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase in 1952 conducted this experiment with bacteriophages. Bacteriophages are the viruses which infects the bacteria. Now image is showing that the infection of bacteriophages on the bacterial cell, then there is transfer of the genetic material, and then finally the experiment keep on going. That is, as a result, you can see that finally the process is showing that there is some conclusion that there is no radioactive element present in the cell, and there is radioactive element found in the bacteriophage. While in the second one, the radioactive element is detected in the bacterial cell and no radioactive material is detected in the virus. What this process is, let's discuss. When during the experiment, upon infection, the bacteriophages injects its DNA into the host cells, that is the bacteria, and get integrated into the host genome and subsequently produces more viral particle using the host machinery. They experimented to find out whether protein or DNA has entered the bacterial cell. What they have done to prove it? They grew some viruses on a medium that contain radioactive phosphorus, and the second medium which contained the radioactive sulfur. Medium containing radioactive phosphorus has radioactive DNA, while the medium containing radioactive sulfur has radioactive protein. That means phosphorus is an essential component of DNA and sulfur is the essential component of protein. What will happen next is, first is infection, the radioactive bacteriophages. That means the radioactive bacteriophages, the bacteriophage with the radioactive sulfur has radioactive protein coat, while the bacteriophage with radioactive phosphorus has radioactive DNA. Now the first step is infection. So the virus transfers the genetic material to the bacterial cell. Now the blending, the viral coats were separated from the bacterial cell by agitating them in a blender. So at the time of the infection, the bacteriophages get attached to the bacterial cell, but when we blend it, both the virus and the bacteria, they get separated. Now centrifugation, the virus particles were separated from the bacterial cells by spinning them in the centrifuge machine. Observation, bacteria infected with bacteriophage with radioactive sulfur. No radioactivity detected in the cell because sulfur is the essential component of the protein coat, and radioactive detected in the supernatant. Bacteria infected with phage with radioactive DNA, radioactive property detected in the bacterial cell, and no radioactivity detected in the supernatant. Conclusion is, the above observation concluded that it is the DNA that entered the bacteria from phage and not proteins. Hence, it was concluded that DNA is the genetic material and not the protein. It is a very important question for board exam and it is a 5-mark question. 2.5 mark for the explanation and 2.5 mark for the diagrammatic representation given in the NCERT book. As we have already discussed the properties of genetic material, it is also an important question. It should be able to make a copy of itself. It should be structurally and chemically stable, and it should has all the scope for mutations. It should express itself following the Mendelian principles of inheritance. Now about the stability of RNA. 2-OH group makes it very unstable, degradable, highly reactive. It acts as a catalyst. It mutates faster, so it is unstable. While DNA has stability greater than RNA, 2 strands of DNA provide stability, which are held together by hydrogen bond. Thymine instead of uracil provides it more stability, and DNA is more stable chemically and structurally, so it is preferred as a nucleic acid for storage of genetic material. Now there is the experiment which we have discussed already, the transduction experiment given by Hershey and Chase, which shows that the bacteriophages, one grown in the radioactive sulfur medium, so the protein capsid, that is the cover of the virus made up of protein, it get the radioactive element, while the second one, which has grown in the radioactive phosphorus solution, it has the radioactivity in the DNA. The first stage is infection. So the bacterial cells, they get attacked by the bacteriophages, and finally they injected the material or they transferred the material, and the experiment is to find out the chemical nature of the material which has been transferred. Either it can be a protein, it can be a DNA molecule. Now there the second step is blending. After infection, the viruses and bacteriophages, they get separated because of agitation, and finally centrifugation. So the virus, being lighter in nature, it will get into the upper side of the medium, while the bacteria, being heavier than the virus, we get it at the bottom of the container in which the experiment is carried out. Now when we do the radioactivity test, in the first one where the sulfur radioactive is taken and sulfur is the part of the protein coat, we found that the bacteriophages show the radioactivity because the protein hasn't get transferred, and the bacteria shows no radioactivity. While in the solution in which the radioactive phosphorus has been used, there the bacteriophages shows the negative test and the bacteria shows the positive test, which proves that the element or the material which is transferred from one cell to another is the DNA, because we made the bacteriophage radioactive, but the radioactivity is found in the bacteria instead of the bacteriophages. And this is only in the case when the bacteriophages are grown in the phosphorus containing medium, because phosphorus is the essential component for the DNA. So it supports that DNA is the genetic material. Hope you have achieved the learning objectives of the session. Thank you for the patient listening.